for this video, I'm going to talk really quick about how to read and write decimals. So we're going to talk about putting decimals in standard form, expanded form, and word form. So let's say you're given a number. Okay, so this is in standard form. We have 5321 decimal point 67. So first thing I'm going to do is let's put it in expanded form. A lot of you guys are really good at putting whole numbers into expanded form, so let's start with that. So 5 is in the thousands place, so it's going to be 5,000 plus 3 in the hundreds place, so 300, plus 2 in the tens place, 20, plus 1 in the ones place, 1, plus, okay, now we have 6 in the tens place, so that is going to be 6 tenths. 7 is in the hundredths place, 7 hundredths, and nothing in the thousands place, so we're done. Now, the one thing that is typically difficult when it comes to decimals is how we would put it in word form. How we would put it in word form is exactly how we would say the number out loud. So what I want you to first do is I want you to ignore the decimal point and everything after the decimal point. So if you had to read this number for me, 5321, that's how we're going to first start it off. So we would say 5,000 300 21 okay, now we get to the decimal point. When we get to the decimal point, we have to say and. And tells us that we're now done with a whole number and now we're getting into the fractions or into the decimal point. So we're going to put and. Okay, now I want you to read me this number like it was in a decimal, 6 and 7. 6 and 7 would be 67. Okay, now the last word is the last place that you have for a decimal. Our 7 is in the hundredths place, so that's going to be the last word that we put in there. So it will be 67 hundredths. Sorry that my handwriting is sloppy. Okay, so this in word form is 5,321 and 67 hundredths. Okay, so let's try another one. Let me erase it. Okay, and this time I'm going to give us a number that is going to be in expanded form. And we'll have to do the other two. Okay, so let's say I'm given 2,000 plus 40 plus 5 plus 3 hundredths plus 4 thousandths. Okay, the easiest thing to do first is let's make it into standard form. So I go to my thousands place, I have 2,000. I have no hundreds, 4 tens because it's 40, and 5 ones. I have nothing in the tens place. I have 3 in the hundredths and 4 in the thousandths. And now I can read this number and write it in word form. So first I'm going to start with what's before the decimal. 2,045. So I'm going to write 2,045. What does my decimal point mean? What word do I have to say? And now I read this number first, what's after the decimal, like there wasn't a decimal. I would read this and say 34. And then my last word that I'm going to write is what the last place is for my decimal, and that's thousands. So 34 thousand. thousands. So I would read this number as 2,000, 45, and 34 thousandths. Okay, so let's do one more example of going from word form now to standard and expanded. So I'm going to erase it. So let's see, let's do 500, 7, and 306 thousandths. Now for some of this, it is going to be trial and error, okay? So let's just say, here's how I wrote it. I wrote, so 507, so let's say I did 507, and tells me there's a decimal point, and then 306 thousandths. Well, let's say I did this. So if I were to read this number, it would read 507 but this is 360 thousandths. So I'd have to come back here and I have to erase. So it's 507 and 306 thousandths. Okay, so read it and make sure that you're reading what was written in word form. Okay. So now we're going to put it in expanded form. So we have 500s, no 10s, 7 1s, 3 tenths, no hundredths, but 6 thousandths. Okay, and that's why I put it in expanded form. So this is how you go from standard, expanded, and word form. If you have any more questions about these, like go on YouTube and search it because there are going to be a bunch of videos on there. Okay?